Okay guys, I'm in the Lake District and I'm in the Borrowdale Valley. That's the road that comes out of Keswick heading up to Honister Pass. And Honister Pass, beautiful around here. Honister Pass is up through that little hamlet there. But the route I'm going is not up Honister Pass. It's on this road behind me, which is Seathwaite, and I'm going to the very top of the valley, as far as I can physically go, to where I'm going to camp for the night. So we've got 8 miles from Keswick, if you can see the sign. 8 miles from Keswick. Got 5.5 miles up to Honister Pass. It's one of the Lakeland passes. Might do that, might not, but I'll do it at some stage. And we've got 1 mile, oops, here we go, we've got 1 mile to Seathwaite. So it's a little farm campsite and I'm quite looking forward to this. I think it's very basic, but literally it comes to the end of a road into the farm and then you're basically into the mountains. And I think the top of the valley is going to be quite dramatic, but we'll film that when we're on the campsite. But it's not going to be dissimilar to what's behind me now. So it's getting on a bit, I'm getting hungry, I want to get there, get pitched, have something to eat, but I'll speak to you as the evening goes on. We literally have come to the end of the road, there. This is Seathwaite Farm, and it's there that I'm going to be stopping on their campsite. From here on in, it's walking only. Let's go see what it's like. I'll get pitched and then we'll catch up later. Okay guys, so I've got the tent pitched, got the beer ready, going to put some food on shortly. Just needed to go and get some water from the farm building behind. And we'll have a look at the campsite tomorrow properly, but this is like a little hidden valley. It's lovely, and it is a nice campsite, farm campsite, but look at this. Another room with a view, eh? Beautiful. So let me go and get some food and then well, I'll show you where my pitch is actually. That's what I'll do first. Now, unfortunately, well, it's not unfortunate, but there's no phone signal here, so I won't be posting anything today on Facebook or Instagram. However, I'm sure I'll catch up tomorrow somewhere when I go out for a ride on the motorbike. Beautiful. Sun's gone down now because it's gone down over one of the big hills behind, and you can still see the sun's out on the opposite hills. And I should get the sun first thing in the morning where I've pitched, which is there. Now this field is like a bit of an overflow field and there's only 2 of us pitched on here. So this little barn is the shower block, and there's nobody in, so I'm just going to show you a quick visit. Opening times of the shower is 7 till 9 and 5 till 8 p.m. Now it's unisex, so it's for both sexes. 3 hand basins. It's very clean. There's heating on. There is a power socket just there. And at the opposite side to the sinks, the hand basins, you've got a wash-up facility here. Now this is where you get your water from. The water to all the taps is suitable for drinking, and I'll show you there's a big another water source outside if you've got a bigger container to fill. So yeah, so it's a unisex little toilet block. This campsite is very basic, but it's a great little place. So you have 4 shower cubicles, and again these are yeah, really clean, perfect. Again, unisex, so it's a bit of a walker's destination, this campsite. So guys, Seathwaite Farm Campsite, just off the Borrowdale Valley. Absolutely stunning location. You might have just picked up a little bit yesterday when I was filming when I arrived, but the sun's out fully now and it's stunning. I'll just give you a little bit of a 360 on the surrounding hills because it is stunning. So this is Seathwaite, and it is beautiful. In every direction you can go for walks, and the bike riding is sublime. Just in front of you, it's part of the public footpath that goes up to some waterfalls and onwards to Scafell Pike, which is the high point round here. Lots and lots of walkers come here, and it is stunning. Those little slag heaps that you can see in the picture now, that's going back a long time to graphite mining. And in Keswick they used to make pencils out of the graphite, and they don't make them anymore, but there is a pencil museum there, and that there is where they mined the graphite. And then back across the main body of the campsite you can see down the valley, and that's heading back towards Borrowdale and ultimately Keswick, or the other route is to go up to Honister Pass. And again, it's just like an amphitheatre, this, isn't it? Beautiful, beautiful. When I've got sorted out and I've finished some filming, I'm going to have a walk, but I won't be going up the high points today. You need a few hours to do that. And in the foreground is the Overspill campsite where I'm camping. It's a working farm. It's a National Trust site, so it's owned by the National Trust, but obviously tenanted, and the farmer, it's a working farm, so obviously he's got all that to do. But I guess the campsite's been here a long time. It's well known for walking, so a lot of walkers camp here, and there's a lot of running events come through here as well. So what we see just here is this is the public footpath. Either side is the farmland and campsite. And ahead of us is the farm and cottages and outbuildings. So this public footpath actually goes through one of the farm buildings and is roofed. A bit different. And here's our farm and farm cottages. The reason I think where I'm camping is an original camp field is that going back a lot of years, and this is an old sign on here. It says campsite, and I'll find out from the farmer. I think he's called Peter or Pete. I'll find out from him, but I guess that was the original campsite, which would be very basic, mostly for walkers coming and walking the mountains. And there's your sign, footpath. So this is a public footpath through the farm building. Now, so that's a public footpath. There's lots of public footpaths around the area. That's a public footpath, and if you look through between at the end of the cottages, there's a sign there, and there's paths going off up the valley to the head of the valley and off to the left, which will take you up onto the fells. So price wise, 2021 prices, it's £6 per adult. So as a solo motorcyclist you pay £6, and on the website it says £5 for parking for the duration. So if you're here one night you pay £5, if you're here for several nights you just pay the £5. And actually when I arrived I was just charged £3 because it was a motorcycle. So the 2 nights have cost me £15, and I think that's very reasonable. I mean, it's a location as they say. You've got to understand it's a very basic site, and I'll just show you a couple of things in a minute, but the shower block is in the end barn. Real nice facility, and it's just there for the camping field for the campers. Now, the one little strange thing about the site, and as I say it's very basic, but the one strange thing is that there is no toilet block on the camping field. And I've mentioned to you that it was a National Trust property, and behind me in a second you'll see there's a toilet block there. Now that toilet block isn't for sole use of the camping site, it's for use of walkers. It's basically public convenience, mainly there for the walkers. And obviously because it's all one property, National Trust, that's your toilet block. Now the slight difficulty there is that certainly in the gents there is only one cubicle, sit down cubicle. There's plenty of urinal space, but there is only one sit down. And to be honest, if you I could imagine if this campsite was full and you've got lots of walkers suddenly arriving, that toilet you're going to have a queue. And the other issue there is that it gets heavily used, and I have seen some reports that it on occasions it can be a bit of a mess. Whilst I've been here so far it's been clean, but if you've only got one sit down toilet then it's very restrictive. But I wild camp, and if you're just prepared to put up with that, the location is absolutely fantastic. I did some footage when there was nobody about, so you'll see. It's basic, it was clean while I've used it. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hello there. Yeah, it was clean while I used it, and but I have heard reports that it on occasions has been a little bit of a mess. And to be honest, if you've got huge amounts of walkers coming through and then a full campsite, and I can only speak of the male toilets, one sit down cubicle. I guess the ladies will have 2 or 3, but the men's just one. I don't know what they do if that goes out of action. I'll ask Pete about that. I suspect they just have to get some portaloos in. So, but anyway, it's okay. Toilet facility's basic. It's been clean so far while I've been here, but I could easily see how that could could get a bit of a mess with. When I say a mess, just used with huge numbers of walkers coming through. And sometimes you get groups, and they'll all go to the toilet here before they head off up the hills, and they'll all go to the toilet when they come back down again. So that's just the one thing about it. So regardless of the toilet situation, the gents toilet situation, from a point of view of there only being one sit down cubicle, you've got to remember that you're paying £6 per person to be in the beautiful valley that you're in, to be able to go walking, and if you're a motorcyclist like me, to have routes all over the place from here. And the owners of the farm site, they're really nice people, very accommodating and very helpful. So guys, lovely place, lots of walkers coming through because it is a massive walking area, as I've already mentioned, and you got to remember it's also a working farm. We've just come from the farm onto the main field, and actually to the right here the farmer's got a little bit of a parking place for the walkers that visit this valley, so he's got a little bit portioned off for the day trippers coming in, and ahead of us, broadly speaking, is the main field campsite. So the other thing about the farm is that it's been in the family for 3 generations now. Pete, the current tenant owner, he's 3rd generation on this farm, and it was actually, although it always had a camping area, he has told me where that is, and I'm going to show you in a minute. It's not where I thought it was. It's Pete, the current, the owner of the site, that persuaded his father to open the campsite up a little bit. And do you remember that route, the public route through the middle of the farm buildings, where the gate was? Cars used to go down there, going back, I guess, 40 years or 45 years ago, something like that. Cars used to go through there. Unbelievable now, isn't it? But yeah, cars and vans used to squeeze down there. So there's a little bit of a stream that runs through the main body of the site. It's just directly in front of us. It's obviously not very deep, it's just a little stream, and that sort of borders and divides between the current farming area, where he's got some tractors and stuff, to the actual campsite itself, the pitch areas. So there's one of the signs. The grass is good. Where I am, it's quite rocky underneath, so you can only get the pegs in so far. But I guess with a bit of moving the tent about or using different pegs, be able to achieve a lot better with that. But it's a very nice period of weather currently. So with that MSR, I haven't even guyed it out. So yeah. Look at the backdrop, guys, look at the backdrop. All about the view, all about the location. The other thing that Pete told me was this was the first campsite in Borrowdale, because this is part of the Borrowdale Valley. Well, it's off the Borrowdale Valley, but it's all part of Borrowdale. It's a very flat site, perfect camping. And as always, I can't help but drift towards the views. The other thing that is going to happen hopefully next year is some more tree planting to go on, because apparently behind this area, just directly behind me now, on the other side of the wall, there was quite a lot of trees there, which have been culled by, I think, National Trust or United Utilities. Not sure which one actually, but they were taken out. So there's going to be a bit of tree planting going on, just to give a little bit more shelter, because these sort of places in winter, although it doesn't open in winter, but certainly spring and autumn, you can get weather which is can be quite bad. Well, when I say bad, you can get weather that's just rainy and windy. The site isn't by no means full, and I've noticed with all the sites around the area, none of them are full. And this is a bank holiday weekend in the end of August. So somehow, whilst it might have been busy through summer, it hasn't been so busy this weekend. And when you arrive, if the farmer's not about, obviously just get yourself pitched, and Pete will come out in his Land Rover, as we can just see there, and he'll come and get your money and give you a sticker to say that you're allowed and that you're here. Real nice chap, proper farmer, proper Cumbrian farmer. So that's your field. It's basic, good grass, flat pitches. Shower block is really good. Toilets are a bit limited, but he's got a plan for that. And with these walks and views, there's not much more you need, guys. So now I've just returned to where I started, and that's the overflow field. And as I pan back, you can just see the archway where we walked through, where the gate was, and at one time that's how vehicles accessed the campsite. So here we are from the bridge, and you can quite clearly see where my bike is and tent, and that's what I've called the overflow camping field. I don't know whether it is or not called that, but that's what I call it. Just in the end of the field there's a little hut with a log burning stove that you can hire, and there's your farm, the public footpath running through the farm, and what I'm going to call the main camping field. And this is a river that runs all the way along the farm in both directions. Now in winter, in very wet weather, this will run quite high. Nice actually just to come across here to while your time away. Now, do you remember I said about the overflow field that I thought it was the original campsite? It wasn't. The original campsite was here in front of us on both sides of this bridge. So when I say both sides, left and right. So over to the right here you can see an old farm building, barn of some sort, long demolished, and that's where they allowed campers to camp, obviously that would be walking the hills. Got a nice little pitch there which is lets me see sunrise and sunset, although it sets a bit early because of the mountains and the hills. But we'll just have a little walk in this field just to show you. So that's the extent of the overflow, in my terminology. And that's your little hut. It's a sort of posh shed, but it looks all right, doesn't it? And that's Pete's Land Rover. So if you do come here, as I say, just if you don't see him, just find yourself your pitch, and then you can wave him down when he drives around the site. So my time at Seathwaite Farm Campsite in the Lake District is up, packed, ready to go. Running a little bit late actually, because I've had so many people come and chat to me about the bike, and those that spotted the YouTube channel. And you know, it's been really nice talking, but I am running a bit late, so time to go. What can I say about the campsite? Well, like a lot of these sites, this is a very basic campsite. I've paid £15 for 2 nights. That comprises £6 a night plus £3 for the motorbike for as many nights as I was here. So if I was here 5 nights, it would just be £3. So I paid £3 for the motorcycle for the duration, £6 a night, and that's cracking good value for the stunning scenery that you have seen on this video. And it's a little bit overcast this morning, but the sun will burn through, and yeah, really enjoyed it. The pictures are really good. Where I am, it's a little bit hard ground underneath, so you just got to be a bit aware that not to bang your pegs in too much, otherwise you'll bend them. That might be different on the main camping field. There's loads of walking to do from here. I mean, basically this campsite is here, and was the first campsite in the Borrowdale Valley, which is running out of Keswick, and it is a walker's campsite because you've got direct access to the fells, actually running with a public path running through the campsite and immediately onto the fell side. The shower toilet blocks, unisex, perfectly adequate. I had a shower this morning, nice and hot. The toilet block, as I've mentioned in the video, is probably lacking. The toilet block not owned, or at least not run by the farmer, it's run by the National Trust. Everything's owned by the National Trust around here, and it's for a relatively large busy campsite and all the walkers that go through the farm. It's inadequate. It's clean enough, but it's inadequate really. Now plans are to for the farmer to potentially put his own little toilet modules onto site, and that would improve things greatly. So not much more to say. Really enjoyed it. Good campsite, cracking good value, £6 a night. I mean, come on, you know, when you're getting told that £20–30 a night is standard, but it allows 4 people, that's okay unless you're a solo traveller. In my books, this is a corker. £6 a night, really good campsite. The farmer's a really nice guy. Not met this family, but from what I understand, they're really nice people. And you know, here we are in the Seathwaite Valley, just off the Borrowdale Valley, near Keswick in the English Lake District, and it is beautiful. So give it a try, but just be prepared that the toilets aren't the best of toilets at this moment in time. Have a look on the website. By next year, I'm sure that they'll promote the new toilets if he does get around to doing that. So for now guys, I'm heading off, and thanks for watching. Keep safe out there.